the channel. Today we're going to be installing this 1990s Mitsubishi Pajero Snorkel onto our Subaru Forester. So let's get to it. So this snorkel I bought off of Amazon. It was the cheapest one, and I am very pleased with the quality. It looks just like the $300 one. Sadly, there are no snorkels made specifically for the Subaru Forester. Maybe because they're not really designed or meant to be off-road beasts. They just happen to be pretty good at off-roading. I guess I'm putting this on mostly for looks, but then also for the extra security in case when I'm overlanding or off-roading I come across water that's a foot or two deep. I don't have to worry about getting water splashed up into my air intake. So the kit comes with the snorkel and a bag of hardware and a template for all the different holes that are on the back side. So first thing I'm going to do is use some masking tape and just tape up the whole part of my fender here and some on my A-pillar here. There's a mounting bracket that goes on the A-pillar. And so the reason why I'm taping it up is so I can easily mark where I'm roughly going to put my snorkel. That way I don't just draw on my fender. Also, some exciting news, my vinyl wrap came in today. So I'm doing, normally I work on this on a Saturday. Today is a Thursday. Because I'm going to hopefully drop this off at Everlasting, which is a detail shop slash vinyl wrap. And they're going to be hooking me up with a sweet vinyl wrap. So I'm hoping to drop it off tomorrow. So I'm grabbing my snorkel and a permanent marker. I'll try and stick this on without getting too much in the way of the camera. I'm just going to try and eyeball it, see where it best fits. There's a body line on the fender right here, so you guys know with owning one of these Subarus. On the pre-facelift version of these, the install and everything is the same. And one thing that we will have to do with the snorkel is we'll have to heat it and shape it with the heat gun. But that's all the videos I watch, it's not too big of a deal. I think I'm liking that spot. So I'm just marking where my circle is. Give that a go. So, time to grab that template. So this is the template they give. I'm pretty sure it lines up with the shape of the fender on the Pajero, but the holes are in the right spot. This small hole on this one is the middle of the circle. So get my ruler. That's 3-inch circle, so it's 1.5 for the middle, 1.5. So there's my middle. And we'll go mark these holes. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to jack it up, take off the wheel and the fender liners. That way the whole fender is exposed and I can get to it. And then I'm just going to drill out this main hole and just make sure that where these holes are is the angle that I want the snorkel to be. So let's get into it. So I forgot my hole saw at home, but I was able to make the tools that I had here work, and got this nice and rounded and edge smoothed off. I test fit it, and one thing I noticed is this hole was off, and because the fender is bowed kind of this way from here, then it bows out and then comes back in. Just the natural shape of the fender that I'll have to heat up and bend the snorkel slightly to make those curves. So what I'm going to start first is drill that hole and then stick my template back up and double check where my other holes are. I got the snorkel held on with just two of the studs, so it fits fairly nice. Right here in the front, it doesn't fit too good. So I think as I tighten the bolt, that'll pull the fender out a little bit, which will deform the fender, which I just fixed. But the snorkel will cover it. And the part that I'll need to heat up and bend is right here at the elbow. As you can tell, it's the angle's kind of off, so I'll see if I can bring it down a little bit. Because there's this side bracket that goes right here. Sorry. Goes right there. So you can tell I need to make it so it goes on the pillar. So I think I'm going to take the tape off and bolt down this bottom part of the snorkel. And then I'll start heating and trying to bend the top part. not sure if you saw in the time lapse, but I ended up going over all the bare metal for my holes with this. It's a primer that you use for when you do windshields, and if yeah, so it's just a type of primer. Happens to be black, so I use that to cover up the bare metal for my holes. And this is a pretty nifty heat gun. It has the temperatures on it. Oh, as that gets up the temperature, I'm going to put my bracket on, so that way I know if I'm pulling it down far enough. Try to find a good spot for you guys to see what's going on. I'm not sure if that helps either. So, with plastic, you want to be careful when you heat it up that you don't start to melt it. There's some other YouTubers that do off-roading with their Foresters. They have installed videos on their snorkels. So definitely check those ones out. They might give you information that's more clearer than what I'm presenting. So, got it where just with a little bit of pressure, I can pull it down to where I want it. I'll have to tweak my bracket a little bit, so that way it goes at the right angle. So I'll show you when I pull it down to where it's supposed to be. Right now the bracket's at a 90-degree angle. Actually, no, it's more at like a, it's past a 90-degree angle, more like a 100-degree angle. So I'm gonna put it maybe like a 75-degree angle, so that way it sits flush against, or up tight against the A-pillar. And I'm trying to decide if I should put that bracket on now. Like I'm going to drill the holes, but if I should put the bracket on now or wait till after it's final wrapped and then pop rivet on. Which I think I'm going to do that, so that way it's easier to get the wrap on there. So, guess I'll go actually I could go drill those holes with the snorkel on. So I'll go do that. That pretty much wraps up my snorkel install for this video. I think it looks pretty cool. It'll look cooler when my Forester's wrapped in when it's lifted. I'll straighten out the top piece. And this, I won't show it, but I'm gonna cut some more off of that bracket behind there so I can bolt that down tighter and make that gap a little bit less. But overall it fits pretty good, especially for being made for a completely different vehicle. It's completely tight under there. I see why a lot of people end up going with this snorkel from the Mitsubishi Pajero, or can't remember what the name of it's in the United States. Starts with the M. It's an SUV. But I'm super happy with how it looks, and it'll definitely go with the vinyl wrap. So I'm not going to be able to video the vinyl wrap. I'll see if I can get some video from the guys that are doing it for me. And that will be the vinyl wrap will be the next video, or the reveal of the vinyl wrap. And then hopefully in the next couple weeks, I'll have that lift kit that I can install. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.